We got another video coming at you guys. Some dyno tune action from the boys from Othello. They're back. Got Gennaro here. What's up, dude?
Hey.
How was the trip?
Good, actually. Besides the weather, but you know, it's easier to deal with it when you're not tired.
Right, exactly. So we got a bunch of cars we're going to be doing today. So we're going to do another dyno tune-a-thon day. So hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully we don't have too many issues, but at the same time, it seems like people like the issues because it makes good comment or content. But we personally don't like the issues. But yeah, we'll see how it goes today. We got some good cars lined up. So we're going to get the first one loaded up here, and then we're going to start going. So let's get to it. All right, so we got the first one on here. Gennaro, why don't you give us a quick rundown of the mods on this one so everybody knows?
It's all we rebuild, and we put a Grimsby up pipe with the internal wastegate, 20G turbo, welded gate, got the 08 plus top mount intercooler. We're actually curious to see what the 20G stop location does with a top mount. Mostly we run them with the front mount.
Yeah.
And they spool really quick.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to see how quick it'll spool with the top mount. Tight food intake to give as much air as I could. 2.5 inch inlet. Upgraded fuel system all around. Rails, lines, pump, hardwired. We got the new V3 IGA OS, and that's pretty much it.
Sweet. Yeah.
IRP studs, 6-way gaskets, all that stuff.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the top mount and see how hot it's getting because it'll probably get cooking there a little bit, but it's pretty cool today, so I think we'll be okay. But yeah, definitely be pushing the limits of the top mount for sure. So, all right, well, we got her strapped down. We got the rundown on this one, so we're gonna start loading the map on this and see how it goes. So you guys ready?
Yep.
All right, so just got the map set up. We're just letting the car warm up here a little bit so the front AF sensor will come online. But everything's running smooth so far. So as soon as it warms up a little bit here, we're gonna get the dyno calibrated. And then we're gonna start going and see what we get out of this baby. Let's do it. First run down, and we're having some issues. It was very, very, very rich where the car was actually breaking up. You can see the airflow dropped into the 9s. Shouldn't be doing that. The mass airflow scaling should not be that far off, so I have a feeling we have a bad mass airflow sensor on this one. Scaling's pretty smooth. I'm only scaled out to 350 grams, so I mean, my fuel trims on idle are perfect. So something's going on with this one. I have a feeling the math is bad. See what he wants to do. All right, so talking to Gennaro, he doesn't have another MAF. He wants to just go over to speed density with this one. So we're gonna switch over to speed density and see if that fixes the problem. I've already switched it over. Speed density is enabled. I've got a V table built that's pretty close, and we're just gonna do a poll and see if it's any better. So let's see what happens. I felt something, so I let off on that one. So let's see what I found here. Almost felt like it missed for a second. Everything here looked pretty good, but it looks like there's a misfire here. So the air feels better. Went down the 11s, but it felt like it missed for a second. Well, we're gonna have to stay in it longer on the next pull and see what happens. See if we can get it here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start logging per cylinder roughness, which we have the ability to, and hopefully that will show us what cylinder we're having issues with. All right, let's try this again. Definitely doesn't sound happy. Yeah, you can see it's definitely misfiring quite a bit. Well, not sure what's going on with it. We're gonna have to do some troubleshooting. All right, so we're looking over the last pole. And you guys can see number 4 has a ton of roughness. All the other cylinders are quiet. So we're gonna try and swap a coil pack on number 4, and then we're gonna do another pull and see what happens. All right, well, we're gonna swap the coil pack out on number 4, and hopefully that solves our issue here. We definitely saw the roughness in the log, so Gennaro came prepared this time. He brought some spare parts because he knows the game, so gonna get the coil swapped out. Hopefully that takes care of it. Prepared this time, right?
Oh yeah, we got troubles with everything, even injectors.
Hey, there we go. Spare injectors, coils, we got it all, boys. So, all right, let's get it swapped out. And just like the shirt says, more power, baby. I love that. All right, guys, new coils in number 4. So we're gonna go ahead and give this another shot. All right, here we go. Hopefully we got it. Much better. Look at that. There we go. Yeah. Woo! Fixed it. All right. Now we can start tuning, so let's go. She's a ripper. Check it out. Woo! 323 the wheels. Just about 300 torque. Man, she's ripping good. All right, on to the next one. This one is one you guys saw last time. This is Levi's car, the one we had all those issues with at the end of the dyno day and defeated us that day. So what have we done today to try to fix this?
We replaced everything in the fuel system. Basically, new pump.
Well, let's start. What did you find?
We found that the pump, because of the high fuel pressure issue, we did a fuel rail system outside of an engine bay, and we actuated the pump with the fuel pressure regulator at different PSIs, and right around 60, like 55 to 60 PSI, it would spew out of the release.
Oh.
So we blew the pump.
Okay.
And we're hoping it's that. We also talked about the injectors being not the greatest for the
Right,
car.
right.
So we went with good old reliable 1050Xs straight from Cobb.
Yep.
Besides that, we added a fuel filter in case anything got into those injectors because we're not sure exactly what failed. New plugs, dash 6 AN line from the tank to back to the or forward to the front. Through a fuel filter, through the sensor. No restricted fuel pressure adapter from Cobb. It's straight AN dash 6 to the fuel rails to the new pressure regulator. And then we added the gauge and the fuel pressure sensor at the regulator, so there's no restriction.
Nice.
And then we just use a stock return. But basically everything fuel is hardwired, the brand new 255 pump. So brand new everything.
Okay.
Fuel wise.
Okay.
New plugs, and then the only thing we didn't change were the coil packs, but we verified those weren't bad.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah. All right. Well, this thing fought us till no end last time. So we're going to do a few pulls. If we get a few pulls in with this thing and it starts kicking and screaming again, we're going to move on to something else while we mess with it outside because we don't want to burn up all our daylight with this thing again. So I'm really hoping we got this thing fixed. I mean, it's a pretty, it's not like a stock car, but it's a pretty basic setup. It should perform well. There's really no reason we should be having these issues with this kind of setup. So hopefully it goes smooth. Rescale it for the new injectors, get all dialed in. We'll do some pulls and hopefully we hear the sweet sound of...
Oh man, that alone. My daily can blow up and I won't be upset if this thing works.
Yeah, we'll see. As soon as we get past like 4,500 RPM, if it keeps trucking and sounds good, we know we got it.
All right.
So, all right. Full power, baby.
Heck yeah, you're awesome.
That Outback though. That Outback gonna take everybody right there.
Let's throw around the dyno. Let's see what it does.
That's a sleeper right there. Like last time we had the Mazda, now we got the Outback. We should have did Outback versus Mazda.
That would have been.
Oh man. I think the Mazda was slightly quicker.
Dang.
Because the Outback's a little heavier. That'd be interesting though. What did the Mazda make?
22, I believe.
Ooh, I think the Outback would be, I think it would get it.
It was either 122 or 121.
Yeah, I think the Outback would get over 130. They're rated 170 at the motor, so I think it would. All right, let's see his reaction. Not him. The other guy. This guy right here. Oh, look at his face. Look at his face. As soon as he gets out of the car, it just all smiles. Well, sir, what do you think?
I love it. I've been waiting so long.
You like it?
Hell yeah.
All right, well, that's what I like to hear. All right, well, now it's on to the problem child.
Ooh, let's do it.
All right, Levi's car, come on, baby.
Let's do it.
Don't torture us this time. All right, it's tune time, boys. All right, guys, here we go. See what happens. So we are getting something different this time. We are still having issues, but last time we would literally hit a wall where everything would just stop. Now we're getting misfires, just bam, 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 bam. So we're getting like pop, 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 pop. So it's pulling, but we're getting slight misfires as it's pulling. So that's a little different than we had last time. So we're gonna swap the coil packs out with some known goods just because that's kind of where we're at. I mean, everything else is good, so it's got to be that. If not, the coil pack itself, maybe there's something with the car that's not firing them properly, because you could hear it popping through the exhaust, and that's ignition. When you hear that little pop, 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 but you don't really feel it. When it's fuel, the car will just hit a wall and just fall on its face. It's a little bit different. So we're gonna try swapping the coils out and then see. I don't know, we might also try pulling the gap on the plugs down a little bit to make it easier for the coils to do their job, but we're still trying to figure this one out. So we've decided we're gonna call this car the Curse of Levi.
The divine curse.
The divine curse. Okay, well, hopefully we can get this thing figured out because, man, this car has been a pain. Holy cow.
She's gonna perform when she does, though.
When we get it fixed, it's going to be, you know, definitely a good feeling. So, all right, we're going to swap it out. All right, we're on the divine curse, as we call it. So we're still having issues. We changed the coils. It got way better. We don't have the random misfires anymore. But now we're back to the wall where the car just hits a wall at 5,000 RPM. So what we're doing right now is we're racking our brains, but we're checking the crank trigger reluctor wheel here. And basically, I don't know if you guys can see in here, but we're going to check inside this hole. And there's teeth in there that go around when the sensor hits. So we're just trying to see if there's any irregularities on this wheel, because that would cause the ECU to basically not fire the ignition properly. And so what you can do is you can turn this and you can check to see if there's any little damage or nicks or anything. You know, I'm not seeing any major things, but I do see a little bit of, like, I don't know, you notice every once in a while the teeth are a little bit rounded.
Like,
see how that one's square?
yeah. And
then
there's
if
a
you look,
couple right. You're running, so I saw that one.
Yeah, that one's got a nick on it, it looks like, but it's so slight.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, though, if you look at it.
Yeah, right at the end of the back of it.
Mm-hmm. And then if we keep going.
The issue I would imagine with it doing pass after pass correctly would be if we lost a tooth or something.
Or something changed.
Like on a full polar. But I think with those little nicks, they've been there even through the first couple pulls.
Yeah.
What about cam sensors?
We would usually code out for those.
Yeah.
And those are, the ECU doesn't really rely on those as much as the crank sensor. The crank sensor is what controls the timing on the coils and the ignition, or the injectors. It's the king. Yeah, I mean, that tooth right there, see how shiny it is?
Yeah.
Where is that from? Seems like there's a little bit of metal on there, huh? See the little shavings on there?
It could be, it's a magnet, right?
Yeah, it's
I
a
did lay
magnet.
it out.
Yeah. That tooth right there does look kind of funky. That one that's straight up right now.
Yeah, that's got the most.
See how shiny it is?
Yeah.
Huh. Man, stuff like this is just, these cars are very sensitive, you know, I mean, well, it's not just these cars, I should say. It's any fuel injected car that runs this type of system, which is millions of cars, but the electronics nowadays are very sensitive, and they're so accurate that even the slightest anomaly in that signal can cause all kinds of issues. So that's why we're having to really look at this. But if you guys look at this sensor here, we are seeing a little bit of, I don't know, the camera's, let's take that light off real quick. The camera might not pick this up, but that's all like metal right there that's on magneted to the sensor. So if I can wipe it off, and look, there's even like a dent right there. See that?
Yeah.
Unless you push back or
It's
something.
like something hit it right there.
Yeah, because usually it's not flat.
Usually it's just flat, yeah. That's like, it's got something impacted it right there. Whether or not that was a tooth or, I don't know. That's really interesting.
I wonder if a tooth would have left a.
I mean, that's definitely a mark, you know?
Yeah. Do you have another one? Well, I don't think we have another one, but we have the one off the red car.
No, you can see it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Well, let's swap this out real quick. Just, it's easy. It takes 2 seconds. We're not gonna spend the entire day on this car like we did last time because we still got other cars to tune. But we're gonna try another little quick fix here. If this doesn't fix it, then knowing Gennaro, he'll be in the parking lot tearing this timing belt off while I'm doing the next car, changing that damn wheel. I know him pretty well. So we're gonna try this because this is easy. If this doesn't fix it, we're gonna pop this off the dyno and get on to the next one. Because last time we spent, what, 6 hours on this car and we got nowhere. So definitely don't want to do that again. So hopefully that's, I mean, that would be amazing if that was it, man. But we got, I definitely think we got something weird going on like this, you know what I mean? We're at that point now where we've eliminated all of the simple logical possibilities.
I feel like I've felt stronger once.
Those things are kind of like black magic, man. They either work or they don't.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the cam sensors.
Cam sensors are weird like that, but you usually will code out, and they will usually, you'll know like right away if one's bad. It'll code out immediately, and the car will just run like complete crap. So.
If you're off a tooth or two, how bad would it? It would run pretty bad. And I'm not asking this because I don't know, because I know. But
so if the
would
timing
this cause
belt was
that?
off time,
Yeah.
you'll throw code.
It'll
Throw a crank and cam correlation code, which means that the crank sensor is not seeing the reference that the cam is. There's too big of a difference. It looks better.
Yeah.
Well, let's pop it in and try it. I mean, that's where we're at, right? We gotta try something. I know that we had, so on, I don't know if you haven't seen yet, but, well, yeah, I did have a video. So on Emmanuel's car, we had a very similar issue on his car. At 7,000 RPM, it would hit a wall. And we tried everything. What it ended up being was we took a look down the hole, we checked that reluctor. We couldn't really see anything. And so we were like, well, we gotta take it apart. We took it apart, and when we pulled the gear off, they looked fine from the front, but you flip it over on the back, and there was a fracture on one tooth, and we touched it, and the tooth fell off, and that's what it was the whole time. And we've been fighting that problem for almost 2 years on that car. So yeah, it could be something we still can't see until we take it apart, unfortunately. So we're gonna change the sensor. That's the easiest thing first, and then if that doesn't fix it, we'll move on from there. Every time the guy starts doing it. And you can see after 5,000, if I stay in it, it starts, feedback knock starts going up worse and worse. And it just,
Do you think it's fuel related? No.
fuel ratio is fine up until that point. It's literally like just the ECUs just.
How many pounds did you get to?
20 pounds. 20? Almost 20. Almost 20. And like, well, it's 19, 18. Alright, we're gonna try one more thing before we pull it off. We're gonna take the spark plugs out. We're gonna bring the gap down on them to make it easier on the ignition system to do its job. I did get roughness count on cylinder 4 that time, very heavy. When I stayed in it, I tried to just stay in it and push through it, which I don't normally like doing because it's hard on it, but we need to see what's going on, so that's why I did that. So he's got stock gap on the plugs, which should be okay at this level, but we're gonna bring the gap down, try one more thing before we pull it off here. So we're checking the spark plugs right now, and we're gonna re-gap these down a little bit. But as far as combustion goes, it looks good. There's no like warning signs of detonation or anything weird on them. Let's see where we're at here.
You want to hold one?
Yeah, we're about 28. Quite a bit. 30. About 30. About 30 thou. It's quite a bit.
Come off the box. And that's the little thing is, look under it to see where you're gauging them at.
Look at this one's more. This one's like 34.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's over 30.
It's not worn out. Look at
And
it.
that's number 4.
It is, yeah. Check underneath though. This thing isn't. That's not messing with the fuel.
I don't know. Feeler gauge would be better.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, 22 would be way down there. We're all the way up here.
Oh yeah, that's an obvious one right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's bring gap down. If that's all it was, you're really going to hate life when that's all it was all the time. There's a vise in here we can use. All right, we're gonna regap these plugs. And then well, Gennaro in true fashion. Like I said, I literally on the dyno. He's out here taking the timing belt off the damn car right now. Look at this. Oh, I love it. This guy. I like it. All right. Well, I got the silver car on the dyno. What's all done to it?
It's manually forged, short block, only rebuilt heads. It's got air studs, 6-star gaskets. It's got external wastegate, 38 mil, ball bearing GT30. It's got the real ETS front mount. No, not GT30. It's an FP green.
FP green, sweet.
Yeah,
I like
green,
that.
ready to party.
Yeah.
1650 injectors.
Oh, nice.
Wallbore 450, hardwired.
Oh, okay.
It's got.
Does it have a bigger return line?
No, only return line.
So I wonder what the fuel pressure is. Probably way up there.
Well, the regulator, it's got aftermarket rails. It's got IG rails.
It's got the bigger regulator too.
And the aftermarket regulator, yeah.
Okay. Is it still on the fuel pump controller?
No.
Okay, it's hardwired. Well, we'll see. Usually it overruns a return at idle. So we'll see.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Usually.
That's how I ran my orange car for a long time.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
And then that's how this one's set up too.
So FP green.
FP green. Yeah.
Okay. External gate. All that.
Yep.
All right. We doing E85?
60/50s? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice. All right. He's here to party. All right. Well.
His Honda just made 420 wheel.
Oh, this is gonna. This will make that easy. Guaranteed, as long as everything works properly. All right, well, I'm gonna let you get back to it because it looks like you got a lot of work to do. So, all right, well, we're gonna get back on the dyno, and we're here to party. We got an FP green E85 fuel system. I'm happy camper right now. Can't wait. Car have cam in it?
No.
Sounds like it does. It's because it's running lean. Do you have a fuel pressure gauge?
Light.
So we can see what the pressure is right now?
What's going on?
It's running really lean at idle and cruising. And I'm thinking it's overwhelming the regulator.
5 bar.
What's 5 bar? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Told you.
So what do you want me to do? Bring it down?
You won't be able to. That's the problem. The factory return is too small. It's overwhelming the return and it's backed up. So it makes the pressure at idle crazy high.
So you think so right now the fact of the time means you're getting less back.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's already overwhelming.
It's throwing the fuel pressure off. So that's why the injectors are doing weird shit at idle, cruising. But once we get on it, we use all that fuel, it doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? right now my V table's cranked way up and my scaling's cranked up, and I'm still super lean at idle. It's not happy. Okay. That's common with the Walbro 450 to run into this problem. The only way to prevent it, if you want to run a factory return line, is you got to step the voltage down. You got to have like a fuel pump controller to slow the pump down at idle, and then ramp it up when you hit full throttle. Or you put a bigger return. Yeah.
And that's not is that something that would get fixed if we take it home, or you need it done now?
I could do it when you get home, the idle and stuff, because, well, I should be able to, as long as we know what the pressure is in boost. Is there any way we can stick a camera on the fuel gauge while I do a pull so I can see what it does?
Yeah, I can do it.
Let's do that.
Can I turn it down real quick?
You can try, but it's just going to turn it down up top. You can try turning it down. I doubt it's going to come down. Try it. So the problem is running a Walbro 450 hardwired with the factory fuel line on the return, and it overwhelms the regulator. So right now he said we have 5 bar of fuel pressure at idle, which is way too high. So he's going to try to turn it down. I don't think it's going to be able to, but we'll see what we can do.
It's not that 4 bar, which is about 50 something. So you want me to bump it up?
That's lean now.
Hey, bump it up.
Well, just like that, when the car cooperates, things go smooth. Pump gas is all done. Numbers are good. Made 344 to the wheels, which is like 370 on a dyno jet on pump, just 18 PSI. I think now we're ready for the good stuff though. We need to get a 4 in there in the first number instead of a 3, right?
Yeah.
So he has a Honda. Is it turboed?
Yeah.
So he has a turbo Civic that makes 420.
Yeah.
So we got to get the Subaru to beat that. That's the goal, because Hondas are faster. So we got to get some more power out of
The
this.
Honda's only on 10 PSI.
10 PSI. So we're not going to beat it at 10 PSI, obviously, because it's just different engines. But I think overall we will beat it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll definitely beat it on torque any day. I know that.
Yeah, torque, yeah.
Yeah, torque for
Yeah.
sure. You know, Honda is what, 420 horse, like 250 torque?
It's probably lighter though
280
too.
torque, I was close. Yeah, we're already, 325 torque at this, at 340 horse. So we're going to go ahead and drain the tank, and we're going to get the 85 in it, and then we're going to turn it up. Yeah, turn it up.
Yeah.
Well, the turbo is maxed out. Literally, the gate has gone solid. So I tried to hit about 30 psi on it to see if it would make more, and it actually lost power. So she's pretty much tapped out. But the numbers are pretty awesome. About 450 wheel, 460 on the torque. We had a little more torque earlier. But let's see what we got in here for boost. Yeah, she's way up there. She's at about 30 psi at peak, and it's tapering off to 28. So she's about 28 pound turbo. That's about right, what she usually is. So I'm gonna back it off to 28 pounds and then do another pull, and we should be done. Familiar, like where we usually go with it, but we had fuel, so I figured why not try 30. So we hit 30 pounds, and it actually only picked up 3 wheel torque and no horsepower, and the gate literally just went solid. It didn't even flutter anymore because the turbo there was all it had. And so I turned it back down to 28, and it actually picked up a pound of torque and left the same horsepower. So that's all she wants. We had 451 at one point on a couple pulls. It's a little heat soaked now, but car did great. No issues. Did everything I told it to do. So she's a ripper. Good old FP Green. Can't go wrong.
That poor guy over there is like, why can't mine do that?
Oh, Levi,
You're next.
We're gonna get you. We're not gonna forget about him.
I like turned away.
Yeah. Well, at least this car showed that it's not me, it's the car. So at least he knows that now. We got Levi's back on and found 2 things. One thing, that crank sprocket. We saw that a couple of the teeth were kind of rounded. They weren't cracked or broken, but they were kind of suspect. So changed out the sprocket, put a brand new one on it. But while they were in there too, he said that it was off a tooth on the timing belt on the driver's side. Now, I've seen cars be off one tooth and still run okay, but we went ahead and corrected that while he's in there. So we're really hoping we got this thing nailed down now. So we're gonna put it back on. We'll know right away if it's fixed or not. So wish us luck. Let's cross our fingers. As he said, get the holy water out, do whatever you gotta do a dance. I know he's over there just got his fingers crossed. He's been through a lot, so we really gotta get this nailed for him. So here we go, let's see what happens. Doing it. It's pulling a lot of timing when it happens too. A lot of feedback knock. You can feel it too as the pull starts happening. It kind of, you can feel it a little bit, and then it just gets progressively worse as the pulls more timing. I mean, you think the knock sensor could just be pulling timing for no reason and causing this?
Maybe.
It's hard to believe.
You
have another one? I don't have one.
Well, we have enough of the other SCI.
You have another knock sensor for 07? 06, 07?
Yeah, 06 up there. After it goes back.
Yeah. worth a shot at this point. That's easy to swap. Takes like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Let me see
Oh,
what I can
yeah. Well, oh, the divine curse. This one's bad. This is probably getting up there to be one of the worst ones I've seen. Wow. Somewhere in this car there's a gremlin and we just have to find it. We're gonna swap out the knock sensor because it's pulling a ton of timing whenever it starts doing this, which it could just be because it's pulling timing because something's not happy, but maybe the sensor's bad and it's pulling timing for no reason. So I guess we'll have to swap that out and then see what happens.
Can you see the wire?
Yeah. Alright, well, this is pretty crazy, but look at the knock sensor. The wiring's melted and rubbed through. Oh my gosh.
Which would cause a short, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you could even see,
Oh,
even see the insulation is down to the wiring, and it was grounding on the block.
Also, you'll switch to a different knock sensor.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, son of a.
Wow.
Well, man, wow.
Out of everything.
That was my last idea. I was like, it is pulling a lot of timing every time it starts doing it. Maybe the knock sensor is bad. Well, it's not fixed yet, so let's cross our fingers. But damn, that makes sense because it was fine that one day. We kept doing pulls and it melted through, and then it started doing it.
Dude, while I was driving this in between the tunes, like, I'd be like in 4th gear just did it. Yeah, dude, I was like, okay. I was like, no,
Wow.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
So basically, if this is it, what's happening is it's sensing false knock because it's shorting out the sensor. So the ECU is freaking out, going, whoa, we got a ton of knock. Pulls all the timing out of it, and we're essentially retarding the timing so much that the car just can't keep going. So that would make sense if that's it, but we'll see. It should never do that. It must have been routed too close to something. Well, it looks like it was pinched. Like, it looks like it was pinched or is rubbing or something.
Or pressed against.
Pressed against, you know what I mean? That's pretty... That's weird. I don't think heat did that.
No.
No, I think it was pressed and rubbing. That's pretty deep too. Went all the way into the insulation, through the insulation and into the wiring. Whew, man, I thought this car was going to defeat me. I'm undefeated to this day. I don't want that record to change.
Someone's trying to talk to you, babe.
What's up?
Hey, so consider this. Knock sensor goes out, timing gets pulled so aggressive that it jumps timing, and the tensioner jumps around and whacks the tooth.
I don't know.
Because that's what it looked like. The only thing that gets close to it is the tensioner.
That's some Final Destination shit, man.
Yeah.
Literally, that's like straight out of the movies. Oh man. Well, guys, this is a part of it. This is a big part of tuning and making cars fast. And this is, this is some of the stuff that, you read and hear about. But now you guys have seen it firsthand. So we'll
Trial and error.
We'll see how this goes. It's a process of elimination sometimes. Something weird like that. That's pretty crazy stuff. But in theory, the way the ECU works, it makes perfect sense. So. timing now. Oh, what? So what was that? Another problem. What? So really? Oh man, it's not pulling timing anymore. So that.
Pulling timing anymore. Could be that it's the wrong knock sensor.
Made more power too. No, the knock sensors. It's not pulling timing, so that's not in the equation.
Okay, at this point, coil packs.
Didn't you put the yellow ones on
Yeah.
there? Man,
What do you think?
this is crazy.
Gapping. Gap too low now?
No, we're good on the gap. Oh man, what we got?
And it mess with everything?
The curve does look better. Definitely better, a lot better. But it's still diving off hard.
Well, have we messed with so far that we can backtrack?
That is the craziest exhaust I have ever seen. So check this out. Headlight mount turbo with an electronic cutout to hood dump it or go to a full catback if it's closed. That's insane. Holy cow. And you coated the inside of the pipe.
And the wastegate. Next to
Dang.
your leg. You're
That's the
gonna
first. I've never seen that before.
You're gonna cut your leg on the wastegate. Right by your legs.
Oh, look at that. The wastegate's right out the side too. Huh.
And with the headlight, all the teardrops line up.
Look at that.
Oh.
Wow. And it's red. She's got a sore spot for red. Dang. Well, that's well done. That's pretty badass. That's a lot of fabrication though.
And then we got a two-piece NA manifold, and that is 06 Sci-Fi TGVs. And the injectors, we just got an O-ring that was big enough to fit right in the slot. No adapters, no nothing.
Look at the fans.
V8 Jeep radiator.
Oh.
This thing won't even go over 189 unless you actually sit there and like try to get it to warm up.
How does that?
We're gonna find out, Steve, because we don't know if heat transfer is gonna affect it. But even seeing like in traffic, it well obviously it's cold, but it doesn't even go over 40, 46.
So one issue I can see is though the only problem is you're blowing hot radiator
yeah.
right into the intercooler.
And that's what we're trying to see if it's really gonna be an issue. The fix to that would be a V mount, but then lose the AC, and that's the AC is there, and we have a whole different design for the alternator being on the other side and getting the AC back.
The AC and the radiator are gonna destroy that front mount temperature. Your IATs are gonna be out of control.
Summer, huh?
Oh yeah, because you're pushing 210 degree air through the intercooler.
And then we're thinking about, because the radiator ends right here, we're thinking about getting a thicker core that sits higher, so it's more like this.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
we
because
did,
usually it's the other way.
we did with what we had. We
On the dyno, it's gonna be fine. Oh, whoa. That collector though. I see that, okay. that pipe. Custom.
oh yeah. I think there's at least $1,000 in parts. That's it.
So super low budget, high power.
We'll see what it makes.
What turbo is that?
It's an eBay GT30, but it's supposedly rebuilt with precision internals. We'll find out today.
Oh.
Either it's gonna stay in the 300s or it's gonna get into the 400s. That's how we'll know.
Oh.
Maybe even less if it's true.
All right.
And then
well.
proven blow-off valve from Martin's Forester, so I know that'll do the job.
Oh yeah, that blow-off valve's solid.
Real tail wastegate, and then basically, so when the hood exit is opened up, you still have full exhaust flow. So I can't imagine it ever being restricted. The only way to be restricted is maybe right now because it has the stock mufflers. Literally from the downpipe back, it's all stock. So she's decently quiet, and then she'll just wake right up with pushing a button. And then we're still dialing in the fuel system, obviously. Which is why this is like this. This line leaked on me last night. I don't know if it's a cold or
Okay.
I think the injectors came out of a car that ran E85. They may have let it sit so long. As you can see, some of these lines are like pitted.
Gotcha.
Like besides the wear, you can see like the aluminum is pitted.
Okay. All right. Well, this is interesting. So I guess we get on the dyno and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, let me fix that. It fits perfectly in the pocket of the stock headlight.
Wow. Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is all that hot air.
So you transfer?
The heck?
Oh, this one.
Oh, that one. That's what it is.
Did I bump it?
Yeah.
Oh. Got a big coolant leak.
Okay.
Water? I think it's cool. Control. The only thing I think of was this. Could have pushing it out. Yeah, it could have been this. This is the only thing that was right there. Like as far as this one. Yeah, it was this. So what would make it push coolant out of the reservoir?
Reservoir?
Well, because it's not. We've had a lot of issues with reservoir actually. Even just regular driving, once you stop driving, it'll like kind of like spew out. Because it's like a 3-quart parent rubber reservoir. It's not a single sealed either.
Well, do you have it cool? Do you have that on the corner of the radiator? How you have that extra nipple usually?
Yeah.
Do you have that?
No.
Okay. Where's the radiator cap routed to then?
The rear cap is over here, and the nipple comes out to that and tees off with this other one.
So you have an expansion tank up here.
Yeah.
Let me look.
A bunch of shit spewed out too.
Yeah, it filled up with water.
Yeah.
It threw water everywhere.
So where's your expansion tank?
They're right.
Okay, so
It's got one line out to the block and one line out to the turbo.
wait, you made that?
Yeah, because it made that. And then attach this to the AOS.
So this
This goes to the radiator cap down there.
what does this do? Cap down there,
Yeah.
and then this was spewing out.
This is spewed down, yeah. So like, yeah.
Okay, why? There's a cap here.
Yeah.
What's it rated for? Go Gus.
I'm not sure. Actually. Can you tell why you're pumping it out? So you pinch this line.
I mean, one of the caps is venting when it shouldn't, or you have too much pressure in the cooling system. That's the only other thing that could be happening. If that's the case, then your head gasket's bad.
Yeah.
This cap is rated for quite a bit.
That one usually goes in the low radiator, right?
I just don't want it to explode. You know, there's a lot of pressure in there.
It's not like completely pumping it out.
Is a built motor?
Yeah. Yeah, because
I mean, I'll doubt your gas.
Gus.
Gus, go.
it was built by Scott himself in the books.
Damn, feel how much pressure's in that.
Well, this is a hard hose.
That's a lot of
It's
pressure.
got coils in it. So the bottom was one you would want to fill.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Maybe something the way it's, you got a lot going on here, so I'm trying to like wrap my mind around it. This cap though right here, what's the pressure on that?
I'm not sure. It's rated for V8, but I didn't really need much to it.
Well, V8s don't have a lot of cooling system pressure like Subarus do.
I guess whatever a V8 would be. Can't imagine it'd be.
Did it start pushing coolant out after I tipped into boost?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not good. And you said it's been doing it before.
It's just been like we turn the car off and then it does a couple drips from here because this gets full, and then like I guess the coolant is coming out. I've seen it actually come out from here, but that doesn't mean it's coming from here. It could mean it's coming from here, and there was a weak spot, you know, because it's just a weak thing.
I wonder which one it's coming out of. I would bet it's coming out of that one. Can you separate these and just see which one starts?
It was
out?
dripping from this side.
Well, yeah, that's the.
This was sticking.
Oh,
this way.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So let's
You're right.
separate these and see which cap it's pushing out of.
Okay.
That's how we'll know. I mean, so it looks like that one. No?
No, it was just full.
So we gotta see which one it's coming out of now.
So, Andrew, or Martin, we have more vacuum lines. Let's just bring it. And
Put a bucket
set
over
this-
here or
yeah.
something. just lost boost in the middle of the pole. All of it. Just, it was spooling up and then boom, nothing. I don't know if the turbo went out or what.
Let's say China. China, 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 China.
So you come in here and
You go over to China, 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 China.
look at that shaft play.
China, 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 China. You take China.
China.
China. I love them. China, China,
gosh,
China, China,
can
China.
barely
I
turn
have
it.
to have my
Yeah,
China.
well.
China, China, because China.
Stock-ish.
Like you said, if it's stockish power.
Yeah, it pretty much did. I mean, it didn't exceed the stock turbo, honestly.
You should have stuck to 10 pounds.
Yeah, well, should have ran the Honda 10 PSI and it would have been fine. So, well, this is going to be the parts car for Levi, and we're going to try on him one more time.
Then we'll order another eBay turbo, right? What do you think?
Yeah, he's already got the map, so he just needs to replace the eBay turbo with another eBay turbo, and then he'll get a solid 4 more pulls out of the car.
If it turned out it was eBay, yeah.
Totally worth it. All right, well, back on Levi's car, we took this cam sensor out, and it looks like it's like ground down.
Like a lot. Like just
Something hit it. Wow, that's interesting. Look in the hole. Is the cam in there any good? Make sure to spin it over and check the cam for the little slots in it. Was this driver's side?
driver's side, yeah.
The driver's side's the one that matters the most, because that's the one that, and that's the side I think we were having misfires on.
But I don't think that happened here. I think that happened with whoever tore it apart before.
I don't know. That's pretty gnarly. Interesting. Huh. Well, swap it out. See what happens. No cigar. Oh man. Yeah.
So why did it go through all the way the first time?
It didn't. I let off because it was lean. It was right at 5K. I had to let off. Yep. Well, unfortunately, we've tried everything we can do today. Yeah, we're defeated for now. Probably gonna suggest looking into the wire harness on the engine. That's what I think. We'll keep you guys updated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Everybody had a great time regardless.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
So, you know, a little bit of a letdown here at the end, but we'll get it.
Honestly, last time I felt like we were so short on time. I was really upset that we couldn't figure it out on time. But honestly, like, we've exerted everything.
Yeah.
So there's no like, what did I do wrong? It was like,
Yeah.
now it's like, let's just hunt this gremlin.
Yep.
I mean, we had similar issues with Martin's. We couldn't get out of the open loop or closed loop.
Yep.
And we ran into it by chance. So we're gonna go for the harness.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the harness.
Oh, really?
you know, it is what it is. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, we'll see you later.